Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Thursday, October 16, 2025. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. So what do we have here in the calendar? During the Asian session we got the data from Australia. Employment change, full employment change, and unemployment rate. As you can see, mixed bag of data. Some of the data are worse than expected. Well, most of them are worse than expected from Australia. Bunch of data from the UK is scheduled for release at 8 o'clock. GDP, industrial production, manufacturing production, GDP change in 3 months, trade balance, and trade balance with non-EU countries. GDP from Poland is scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. At 10:30 we got Bank of England credit condition survey. At 11 o'clock we got trade balance data from Eurozone. At 1 o'clock monthly GDP tracker from the UK is scheduled for release as well. Quarter past 2 housing stats from Canada are scheduled for release, and then we have the major events of the US session. Core retail sales, PPI index, initial jobless claims, and Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index. All of this data are scheduled for release at 2:30. Very hot time. Fed Weller will give a speech at 3 o'clock. Then we have speeches from the Bank of England MPC member Mann. There we got the business inventories, retail inventories from the US scheduled for release at 4 o'clock, together with a speech of the FOMC member Bowman. 45 minutes later, Bank of England Deputy Governor Woods will give a speech. 1 hour later, ECB Lane will give a speech. Crude oil inventories, as always, are scheduled for release at 6 o'clock. ECB President Christine Lagarde will give a speech at 6 o'clock as well. Then we have speech from the Bank of Canada Governor McLean at 7:30. API weekly crude oil stock is scheduled for release at 10:30, and at 10:30 we got the issue of the Fed's balance sheet. So very busy day for today. Plenty of the data releases during the Asian, during the US, and during the London session, of course. So please stay focused, stay vigilant. Let's go and take a look at the charts. We'll start with euro dollar. So the euro dollar keeps moving higher from the lows of 1.1545. Now we hit the level of 1.1676, almost 2 pips shy of the 100 periods moving average. So that was the major target for the bulls, and of course we are just a little bit above the 1.1662 technical resistance. So let's just take a look at the length of this movement to the upside. We are going to use price range. So the previous wave X bounced from the lows at 1.13. 1.13. All right, that's the range. Now what's the range of this movement to the upside? Look at this, 1.15. So we got equal measures of the corrections to the upside, except the fact that this one is out of our channel, obviously, but it doesn't mean actually that the market must move inside of the channel. So let's just remove it. Our conception that market will be moving inside of the channel has been invalidated. Nevertheless, we still can have something like a wave double X to the upside. So it still can be a connector, especially with this kind of movement to the upside. It still can show us the almost perfect geometry. All right, so that's a very interesting information. So what it means, let me just switch to different pattern here. What I think might be this. It's a W, it's an X. So far so good. Everything is in line with our expectation. That's the second X, and that's still the movement to the downside that is being expected. So this is how it looks right now. So that's our scenario, that the market is developing a double correction, the time-consuming and complex correction, very complex correction. So it's even hard to say when the last wave will be terminated, because it can be any wave right now to the downside. So we are waiting for the continuation to the downside after this shooting star pattern has been done into the 100 periods moving average, and we will see how the market will react on our scenario. So next, British pound ahead of the data. British pound went up again, and that might be the same situation. These markets are moving very similarly. So this market here, W, X, and Y. This one is shorter than this. Yeah, this cycle here to the upside is shorter than this cycle to the upside, which is why that situation here might be a little bit different than we have right now. First off, we have a breakout above this level here, 1.1333. So we are changing all of these levels to the technical support, breakout above yesterday's high 1.3407. So now that's the technical support as well, and it looks like we tested the 100 periods moving average 1.3407, but there is a shooting star pattern at the end of this move, so it looks like we might be moving lower. Of course, we had this kind of a pattern here, for example, but then we have the green candle and then breakout candle, so no confirmation. Remember, we need to have a confirmation here. Momentum is strong and positive, so if we move higher towards the top of the wave X, then this situation, then W, X, and Y pattern is completed, and this movement to the upside looks more impulsive. All right, these days, so maybe the correction has been completed here, and there's a chance for the market to hit the 1.3525. But we will see how this goes, unless we look at the US dollar index, which is here. So what is US dollar index doing? On a 4-hour time frame chart, we got obviously this low here, so we can immediately place a trend line from this low to this, towards this, and it looks quite good. So dollar index is right now below this trend line, and it's quite obvious. We just broke below this trend line. There is a 100 periods moving average just below it as well, 98.33. Momentum is negative. So right now, when we had a point of view on euro dollar and cable, we can see the euro dollar is going up, cable is going up, and the US dollar index is going down. So the US dollar is being sold across the board, and the euro dollar on 4-hour time frame chart and British pound on 4-hour time frame chart are both higher, and the momentum is positive. This momentum is negative, 37 points. Again, it is in line with the expectations. So the market is highly technical, and the general rule here is that the US dollar is getting sold across the board. All right, so the market are really connected to each other these days. Nevertheless, even if we apply our swing high, you can see there is wave A, B, and C to the downside, right? So that's only 3 wave movement to the downside. And if we do the same situation, like a price range from the last big correction, which is here, so that's minus 1.17. You see, it's very similar again, minus 1.17, and this one was from this high to the recent low, minus 1.15. Again, almost the same corrections were made, almost 100% the same corrections in price range, not in time because time is different, but in price range. And the same situation was in the euro dollar, right? Very interesting situation here on the US dollar index. It looks like possibly after, if there is no breakout above this trend line, we might see movement to the downside, and we might see attempt to cover this gap, okay, because there is a gap here. Let me just show you quickly that there is a gap here. There's a slight gap. I will mark it something like this, okay? It will be like maybe this. There you go. That's the gap. Let's paint it, I don't know, green. It's a support. Let's paint it black. It's going to be black. There you go. It's a black gap and the gap has a tendency to be filled. So please keep an eye on this situation. And last but not least, we got two majors, US dollar index and the Bitcoin, because they are all connected. Now, if you take a look at the Bitcoin, you can see that Bitcoin is doing nothing. Bitcoin is doing sideways movement. We have established an internal range, and we are waiting for this internal range to be violated. 116,801 is the technical resistance, and 109,706 is the technical support. So this situation here will be obviously, there you go, let me just make it a little bit, there you go. So that's the internal range for you guys to see. We are waiting for a breakout. For now, bears are in charge of this market a little bit because the momentum is negative, and the market, and behind us is new all-time high and then big 10% correction. And the bounce didn't actually went more than 50% of the recent movement to the downside. So right now, this is very, very bearish, basically, in nature. So we are waiting for the test of this level, 109,783. And if this level is violated, there are two more. But then there is only the low at 102,000 to 125. So right now it's hard to say what we are going to do. We are waiting for the breakout of either a technical resistance or technical support. This is an internal range here on the Bitcoin. We'll see what the market wants to do very, very soon. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye-bye.